Good. I think it's still morning. I don't have a watch. Good morning. Anyhow, I don't know how to blur out the mess in the background, so you'll just have to deal with my mess. Sewing machine, crafting. No one sits at the dining table. Don't know why we have one. But anyhow, I am off today. I've already fed Snoop. If y'all see me earlier, we fed him. He's sitting here on my stove, trying to rise. But I wanted to make some bread. And I found this channel on YouTube. It's called Big Family Homestead. If you have a chance, check them out. The husband is very quirky, okay? Very quirky. The wife looks like she puts up with a lot. Anyway, this recipe is going to make 2 loaves of French bread. And I've had all my ingredients sitting out, coming to room temperature, because my yeast, my flour, I think that's all that I have out right now, I keep in the freezer. My grandmothers always did that to keep bugs out. It stays fresh longer. But when you're baking bread, you want things to come to room temperature. So what we are going to do is, hopefully I can list the recipe, or if you want the recipe, just message me. Anyway, I wrote it down in my hand scratch. As you can tell, I used to have good handwriting, no more. Anyway, stop talking, Denise, and let's start baking. You are going to need 6 to 7 cups of flour. Now with baking, it all depends. You know, this morning we had a thunderstorm. The air's a little bit cooler than what it is. I feel a little moisture because of the rain. So we may have to use a little bit more flour. So it's 6 to 7 cups, but we'll work through that. 3 teaspoons of yeast. Now they use dry active yeast, and I use instant dry yeast. The only difference is instant dry yeast, it's instant. You go ahead and work with it. You ain't got to wait for it to, I think it's called proof or bloom. But with your dry active yeast, you have to mix it with water, let it bloom. So anyway, we're going to get started. You're going to need 2.5 cups of warm, almost hot water. You know, where you touch it, it's like, oh, that's warm. That's what you want. You don't want it too hot, because that will kill your yeast. Anyway, you need to learn something new every day. 4 teaspoons of salt, 4 teaspoons of sugar, and then this is optional. After you get your loaves ready to go into the oven, you can use an egg wash. 1 butt nugget. I've got it sitting out to come to room temperature because that is store-bought egg. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'm getting the chickens. We'll be getting yard eggs, so fresh eggs. But when you make an egg wash, 1 room temperature egg to 1 tablespoon of water. Mix, go over your bread. It makes it brown crusty. So let's get started. We're going to dissolve our sugar in our warm water. So we need 2.5 cups of warm water. Let me get my measuring cup. I'm back. So I said 2.5 cups. So I'm going to put you down here. 1, 2.5. So that's a wet one today. So, and then this is, oh my goodness, is that sugar or salt? That's my sugar. I couldn't tell the difference. Look. Anyway, okay. So our sugar, gonna put it in there. There's my handy dandy stirring. And we're going to dissolve that sugar in the water. And then we're going to add in our yeast. That sugar looks like it's dissolved. So this is 3 teaspoons. I keep saying table. 3 teaspoons of yeast. I'm working with very limited space here, because my other counter is full of dirty dishes that I have not done. So, you know, anyway. I want to get it good and mixed up, since this is the instant yeast. We're not going to sit and wait for it to proof, bloom, whatever it's called. Can y'all see that? Just trying to get that dissolved pretty good in here. And I am going to be using wheat flour and unbleached bread flour, because I don't think I have enough wheat flour to do it. And I just keep it in my Tupperware container in the freezer. So I'm going to do 3 cups wheat, 3 cups, oh, and it says add in 3/4. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to mix this together and then add in 3/4 of the total in. But we're not doing it. As usual, we're making shit up as we go. So 1, 2. Okay, so that was 3 of the wheat flour. I've got to get me a container for my bread flour. If anybody has any empty mason jars that they would like to get rid of, I sure could use some. Heck, I've been saving all my glass jars because I'm making dry mixes and doing all kinds of homesteading stuff, you know? Okay, so 1. And you know what? I am going to add just 2 because I want to see what this looks like before we add any more. So that is a total of 5 cups. Oh, and we got to add our, so a total of 5 cups of flour. And then this is our salt, 4 teaspoons of salt. You don't want to put your salt directly on your yeast because I hear that can deactivate your yeast. So I'm just going to try to put it in the flour here, and then we're going to mix this up, see what we got going on. If your dough is sticky, then you want to add more flour. That's why I didn't want to add all of that flour in at once. And it doesn't really look too sticky yet. Let's see. And we are going to use what God gave us, our hands. If I can get my ring off. 1 minute. Okay. Ruben bought me this ring about 5 years ago. Maybe even 6, right after, you know, we had been together a couple months, and he knows I love sunflowers. Well, after, I couldn't wear it. It's too small. But after losing the weight with my gastric sleeve surgery, I've been able to wear it, and I haven't taken it off. So anyway, so let's get in here, and we're going to see if this needs more flour. I'm thinking that it doesn't, just because of the wheat flour. Wheat flour tends to be, I don't know, thicker? Is that the word I'm looking for? I'm not real sure. Okay, and we're going to put it out on our surface. May need a little bit more flour. Let's get some flour here. And I should have floured my surface anyway. So we're just going to knead it. Yeah, wheat flour tends to be more dense, I guess. So I'm hoping that this turns out well, because you want your dough to be bouncy. You want it to bounce back. I'm just putting some flour where it is being sticky. See how that's sticky? And bread making is not for the clean people, okay? You can clean afterwards. During, it's a mess. Okay. This is supposed to make 2 loaves, which I only used the 5 cups of flour. I didn't use 6 or 7. So we will see. But there's some pieces we can put back in there. Let's see. Now that's sticky. Let's get the flour we got over here going on. So see, we might have used the 6 cups. But again, making shit up as we go. That's all we can do. Yeah, it's starting to not be quite as sticky. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so you want to, they said spongy, so they said stick your thumb. Yeah, see? Okay, Denise. I was going to show y'all, but this dough is being a little tricky. So we'll just keep working. I wanted to do a short video, but bread making is not short, okay? It takes time and patience. And I have a silicone rolling mat, and I should have gotten that out. But anyway, let's see. Okay, he said you stick your thumb in and it bounces back. So did you see that? And it's bouncing back. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it back in our bowl. We are going to cover it up with a clean dish towel, which let me find a clean one. Okay, I found a clean dish towel. So we're hoping it doubles in size, but I don't think it doubles. But as long as it's rising, we're going to be good, okay? We're going to be good. So I'm actually sticking this in my oven because my oven tends to be a little bit warmer than outside or out in the open for 20 to 30 minutes. And then I'll be back. Okay, second part of my wheat French bread that I'm making today. Had it covered 30 minutes, let it rise. It did poof up, so I'm happy about that. I'm gonna bend y'all down here. We have window units, and we have one window unit in our kitchen, and it's right beside me, so I know y'all can't hear me. Let's see here. Can y'all see there? Alright, so we're just gonna flour our surface and roll this out. This is the leg of my tripod, which is probably is covered in flour. So set that to the side. Okay, so we are going to flop our bread out. Sure, Denise. Can you see it spring back? Beautiful, beautiful. So we are just going to roll this out into a triangle. A triangle. Oh my gosh. Yes, I need to go back to bed. Into a rectangle. I may have to move that back. Okay. Because we are making 2 loaves. And I have got to get my silicone rolling mat out if I do this again, because this is just, it moves on me. You're not really wanting to, you know, make it flat. You just kind of want to roll it out, because we're going to cut it into 2 pieces anyway. I've got to get a better setup if I want to continue to do this bread making tutorial videos. I had somebody actually come to the store. I don't know if I can tag her, but Alex, her daughter is friends with my son Noah. They've been going to school together since kindergarten. And she came into the Dollar General and seen me, and she says that she wants to get together and me teach her how to bake bread. So I'm trying to make some recipes, Alex, so we can get together and make some bread. So that looks good to me. We're going to call it done. handy dandy little scraper. I know I say everything's handy dandy because it is. And we're just going to cut this in half, or what I think is half. And you just want to roll it. Just keep rolling it over. And dust some of that flour off. That's a lot of flour, huh? I don't think I needed that much. But anyway, and then we're going to roll the ends in to make it pretty. It doesn't look like it's going to be a big French bread loaf, but hey, we're going to try. We are trying here. And just dust some of this flour. Yeah, I put way too much flour on my surface. Anyway, you just take your fingers, I don't know, can y'all see? And you just kind of roll it. You want that, the edges down underneath, and we're just going to fold the ends under. So it'll be pretty, maybe. I'm going to smush together so they look alike. And they're still going to, they're going to rise in the, we're fixing to let them rise. And then they'll rise in the oven. Let me get my parchment sheet line panned. Okay, here we go. So we are going to put this loaf on a parchment lined pan. And then, yeah, I'm gonna fold this back since I said I'm working with limited space right now. Okay, so there they are. Beautiful little loaves. I mean, you know, I say beautiful because they look beautiful to me. And the reason why my parchment paper is scrunched, if y'all don't know, if you smash up your, or smush up, roll up, crunch, whatever you want to call it, your parchment paper, it lays better in the pan. So we are going to cover these bad boys up. We are going to let them sit and rise again for about, these glasses keep falling off. My head is Madam Wide. Anyway, we're going to let them sit and poof, rise for about another 20-30 minutes. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 375. And then we'll be back again. Hey, y'all. Okay, back for, I guess, the third time or whatever. But we're fixing the, I'm trying to bend you down here. We're going to put an egg wash on our French bread. Can y'all see? Ta-da! Look how they rose. Awesome. So what I did is I just beat 1 room temperature egg with a tablespoon of water. And we are just going to put this all over our bread. And this is to give it a nice crust. Oh, it smells so good up in here. I'm trying to get that beat up a little bit. My butt nugget don't want to beat up. I should have used my whisk. I just used this silicone brush. All the sides. Oh, it's already looking good, y'all. Let's keep our fingers crossed if this is gonna work and taste really good. Oh, if my mama could be here now. Mama loved her bread. She didn't care what kind it was. Well, she didn't like rye and pumpernickel. See, I like all them crazy flavor breads. Her, not so much. Okay, so this is going to go, let me look. This is going to go in the oven at 375, which it's already been heated, so it dinged, and we are at 375, and we are going to bake it, let me get you back up here, 20 to 30 minutes. On the video of the Big Family Homestead that I got the recipe from. She baked it for 20 minutes, and when she took it out, it wasn't real golden brown. It was a little bit brown, but she flipped the loaf over and she tapped the bottom. And if it sounds hollow, then it's done. If it doesn't sound hollow, they put it back in for a few more minutes. So my oven tends to be a little bit slower at baking. So I'm putting it in for 20 minutes, just in case. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to cook it for more. But I'll be back. Okay, hopefully this is the last video that I have to record. I'm gonna put them all together, but anyway. My house smells freaking amazing, okay? Freaking amazing. Look at this. Don't touch the hot pan. OMG. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me turn y'all down here so you can see the bread. The bread. Oh, it is going to be crunchy on top. So let's see. She tested it by turning it over, and she said tap it, and if it sounds hollow, then it's done. And I'm trying my best to I don't know, I can't tell. It sounds hollow to me. So we're going to let this cool. You're supposed to let it cool completely. But if you're like me, you love some hot bread with some butter. So I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes, and then we'll be back and we'll cut it. Okay, that was like 5 minutes. I can't wait. The smell is just crazy. Get you a bread knife. This is what we called it, a bread knife, but it's called a serrated knife. So let's cut into one bad boy. I'm going to cut into the, I don't know, that one's wider, but that one looks thicker. So we're just going to, I'm going to cut just a little hunk off the end here. Woo! Hot, hot. Oh! Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Woo! Hot, hot. Can y'all see? Oh my gosh. Woo! That's hot. Dished out. And let's do it this way. Yeah, it's pretty dense. And I'm thinking that is because of the wheat flour, which I had already said that it would probably be a little more dense than what theirs was because of the wheat flour. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off at the end because this is good. Really, really good. Again, it springs back. It's kind of heavy, dense, but y'all see that steam? Okay, leave it alone, Denise. Leave it alone, right? I like the middle, the doughy, not doughy because it's not doughy, but okay. My baby Noah, all the bread that I have made, whether it was too dense, overdone, he loves it. He loves homemade bread. This he's going to love. So now I'm going to share with some of my friends. My coworkers might get some. I don't know. I'm going to see how my husband likes it, and yeah, go from there. Go make you some bread today.